Hello, grade 7 students. This is day 10 of STP Mathematics 2A lesson series. Today, before moving to the new topic, we need to discuss a few homework sums. Therefore, please, first we will check them. So these were the sums that I asked you to do at home. And you know what to do when you have something like this. So then each and every one. So then I will just write the answer here, the question number 1. You have the question 2.758, that is the original number. And the part A, you want to correct this to 2 decimal places. You want to underline. By now, you know the method, right? I am not going to spend the time for that. You know that if it is to 2 decimal places, you want to underline the second decimal place and you look at the next number. Here, that what is the second decimal place, children? It is the digit 5, right? So then you underline the second decimal place, you look at the next digit. When you look at the next digit, it is more than 5. So then that becomes 2.76. I write 2dp. Okay. So then the B, we have one decimal place. Now then here, then you have 2.758. The 7 is the first decimal place now. Again, you look at the next number. When you look at the next number, if it is 5 or more than 5, we need to add 1. To where we need to add 1? To the underlying number. So this becomes 2.8. And inside the bracket, I write 1 dp. And the C part, I want to correct this to the nearest unit. The unit is 2 here. I look at the next number. It is more than 5. So then this becomes 3. And here I write nearest unit, right? So then I'll move to the question, that is question number 3. 16.987. Part A to the second decimal place. 8 is in the second decimal place. I underline it. Look at the next number. It is 7. That means I need to add 1 to the underlying number. So this becomes 16.99. Inside the bracket, I write 2dp. And then the part B, I have the first decimal place. The 9 is the first decimal place. I look at the next number. Please be mindful when you are doing this kind of thing, especially if you come across with the 9, 8. Be mindful when you are rounding off that the things can be changed. So then the 9 is the first decimal place. 8 is the next number, which is more than 5. That means we need to add 1 to the digit 9. When I add 1 to the digit 9, that becomes 10. So then here it is 17.0 and 1 dp. Can you remember, children? Yesterday also I discussed this. I have told you that when you are keeping the 0 at the end, no point of keeping that because that doesn't add anything to the value. Therefore, I can just write it as 17. But here, what is my purpose? To correct the given number to first decimal place. Even though it is a 0, I want to show the first decimal place, right? That is the purpose of keeping that 0. Otherwise, that when you are just writing 17.0, you can rewrite it as 17. That is how normally we do. But in this case, we have to do it because our purpose is to correct this number to first decimal place. And part C, right? So then the nearest unit, 16 is the 6 is the unit. Look at the next number 9. Therefore, that becomes 17 and this is nearest unit, right? Then the question number 5, right? So then you have 9.858. Part A, it should be 9.86. Inside the bracket, we write 2dp. And part B, 9.9. Then we write this as 1 dp. And part C, we have 10, that is to nearest unit, right? Then question number 7, it is 8.936. Part A, 8.94, 2 dp. And part B, it is 8.9, 1 dp, because that you don't have anything to add here. The 9 is in the first decimal place, and the next number is 3, which is less than 5. Therefore, we don't add anything. And C, that becomes 9, that to the nearest unit, because 8 is in the unit place. And look at the next number, it is 9, which is more than 5. So then we keep it as it is. So then the ninth one, the question is 6.896. In the part A, that becomes 9 is in the second decimal place. You look at the next number, which is more than 5. 9 become 10. Therefore, I write 6.902 dp. Again, I have to give you the same explanation, children. Normally, if you want to write 6.90, I ask you to write just 6.9. No point of keeping the final zeros in a decimal number. That was my explanation for the other questions. But here, even though it is 0, I just keep it in the second decimal place, because I'm showing here that after correcting the given number to second decimal place, this is how it comes, right? The earlier one that I just kept it, like 17.0 in question number 3, can you remember? Similar to that. And here the B part, that the first decimal place is 8. So then here it is 6.9, and I write 1 dp. And the C part, that becomes 7 to units. This is how units, that's right. So this should be numerous units. Okay, like this. Hope it is clear for all of you, that I just want to double check whether I have done it correctly. Correct, 1 correct. 3 correct. 5, 8, 6, 9, 10. 5 correct. 9, 4, 9. Okay, 7 correct. 8, 9, 6. Become 10. Yeah, 9, 0. Then 9, 7. Correct. Okay. Now, please take your theory book and write down the subtopic significant figures. Inside the bracket, you can write SF, significant figures, right? You can write SF, right? Significant figures. I will tell you that what it is. Now you just look at this number, children. 1286. 1 is the first significant figure. 2 is the second significant figure. 3 is the third significant figure. And 6 is the fourth significant figure. Under the subtopic significant figure, by the way, I think that when you get the theory book, before start writing, you want to put the date and start working, children. So then those things I don't want to tell again and again, that you know what you want to do by now. So then after writing the subtopic in black color, you want to write down what I have written in red in blue. Here I have used the wrong color. You write 1286 like this in blue color, and using the arrows mark the first significant figure, second. Hereafter we don't write that the significant figure, the longer version. Instead we use only SF, because in the topic that we introduce, SF is significant figure. So then you can use that SF when you are writing it. So then that's the shortened word. Now let's say that if you come across with this kind of number, the decimal number. Here I have marked 2 as the significant figure, first significant figure. Without taking this, number 2 I have taken as the first significant figure. Children, keep that in your mind. Always the first significant should be a number between 1 and 9. It can be either 1 or more than that, 9 or less than that. If you come across with 0 in the front, you don't consider them as a significant figure. Until you come across with a digit which is in between 1 and 9, you don't consider them as a significant figure. Try to understand this properly. So in this case, 2 is the first significant figure. That those 2 zeros which is in front of 2, I cannot consider them as significant figure, the first significant figure. Now, after 2, there is another 0, but I have marked that 0 as the second significant figure. Now you might think, now teacher said that the 0 is not a significant figure. Yes, 0 is not a significant figure until you come across with the first significant figure. After that, after you mark the first significant figure, which is a number between 1 and 9, then you come across with the 0, so that will be a significant figure. Hope it is clear for all of you. The first two zeros, we don't consider them as the significant figures because the first significant figure always, it should be a number between 1 and 9. Once you finalize the first significant figure, that is sooner that the next the digit, let's say you have a 0, that 0 will be a significant figure because it is after the first significant figure, right? So then here the 0 in between 2 and 5 will be the second significant figure, 5 will be the third significant figure, 6 will be the fourth significant figure, like this, right? Hope it is clear for all of you. Please copy down these two examples in blue color and you can put across that like I have done. So on top of zeros, which is before 2, right? You can pause the video and write down this, okay? So then, now you just see this one. So this is the third example you want to copy down. Here that we have 3 zeros in the front. I don't look at them because they are not significant figures. But when it comes to the decimal places, we want to consider them, children, right? So don't confuse with that. The decimal places is something else. And then this is significant figures. When you are correcting a given number to a particular decimal place, you want to consider all the decimal places after the decimal point. That is a different story. But here we are talking about the significant figures, and if you come across with a situation where you want to convert the given number into the significant figure, the first significant should be a number between 1 and 9. In this case, 1 will be the first significant figure. 5 will be the second significant figure, and 0, which is in between 5 and 3, will be the third significant figure. Hope it is clear for all of you, right? Okay. So now you had 3 examples to copy down in your theory book. Then we will move to the box example, see what they have done. The first significant figure. Here, what is the first significant figure, children? 1 is the first significant figure. And what is the third significant figure? It is 0, but I don't like this answer because that if I write the third significant figure 0, that which 0 that I'm talking about, that once you write it in the standard form, yes, you can talk about 0 because that is only one 0 you can see in the standard form format. But if I'm looking at the ordinary format, which is 0.001503, if I'm referring to that ordinary number, if you just say 0, I'm confused. I want to say that the 0 in between 5 and 3, something like that. But if someone is looking at the standard form number, then you don't want to worry. You have only one 0. Then when I'm referring to 0, the third significant figure, we know what you are talking about, right? So that is the next thing you want to pay your attention, right? So you can copy down this box example in your theory book, right? In your theory book, right? Then you just look at this one, the second box example. They have given a number 32,685. You want to correct this number to first significant figure. Children, listen to me carefully. Most of the students, they get this confused and they write the answer 32,685. You don't believe. Most of the students in my life, that when I was marking the papers, I have observed this is equal to 3 and here we write 1SF. Is it? No, right? This is totally wrong, right? 32,685, when you correct to the first significant figure, approximately how it is equal to 3? It is wrong, children. So then approximately it is equal to 30,000. How? I mark the first significant figure digit, that is 3. I look at the next digit, which is 2, less than 5. I don't want to add anything. I just keep 3 as it is. Rest of the digits will be 0. So then 32,685, if I correct to the first significant figure, approximately it is equal to 30,000. Hope it is clear and you can show and write that this is wrong. So you can write the whole box example and then you can write this version which I have written in blue color. So that is the wrong concept you have, right? So that is all about the significant figure. That let's say I'll do that another example, this one, right? Give the following number correct to two significant figures, 4,673. This is the second significant figure. I look at the next number. I want to add one because it is more than 5. 4,047 and rest of the digit will be 0. You can't just write it as 47. 4,673, when you correct to the second significant figure, that becomes 4,700 and inside the bracket you write 2SF. Why you want to write this as 2SF, children? If you say that the 4,675, the same number, I correct to the first significant figure and I look at the number, so this will be approximately equal to 5,000. So then in this case, I want to write 1SF. Okay, so that is the theory content we want to discuss today. And yeah, I'll take this one also. Look at this here. Now you just see, children, the next box example, they have given 0.02194. What is the third significant figure here, by the way? The 9 is the third significant figure. And I look at the next number, which is less than 5. So then I don't want to do anything. I just write 0.0219. The rest should be 0. But then this is approximately equal to, and then I write 0.0219. Inside the bracket, I write 3SF. That's all, right? They're always, they have done it in the significant, the standard form and done it, children. So that is in a way good method because you are not having any confusion with the zeros when you are converting them into the standard form. But any method you can use. I prefer to have this method. I'm not converting the given number into standard form. Instead, I'm just looking at the significant figure, underline it, look at the next number. So then whether I want to add 1 or not, decide it and conclude the answer like this. And if you come across with the answer 0.02190, because at last digit I just keep it as 0, I can rewrite the answer without that final 0 because we know there is no value. Again, I repeat, but earlier I told you it is 17.0. Why? That time I wanted to correct the answer to the first decimal place. Try to understand these things properly. If you have the theory or the concept in your mind, whatever the number you get, so this is something very easy, children, right? So then we'll see that what are the homework questions you can do. I'll take this because that it is kind of a combination here. Give each of the following numbers correct to the number of significant figures indicated in the bracket. So then I'll take that you want to do these 5 questions, right? You want to do these 5 questions. You just look at the bracket. The question number 35, it says that the second significant figure, I write the number 46.93106. I underline the second, you just so right that if I don't have that mindset, the focus, I just underline this one. That is the second decimal place. But I should understand here, I'm not talking about the decimal places, I'm talking about the significant figure. So this is the second significant figure. I look at the next number. So then approximately this is 47.00000. No point of writing that much of 0. So then 47. And here I write 2 similar to that. Inside the bracket, what you have? So that is the number of significant figures you want to consider in this case, and you correct it as usual. So that is end of that topic. And then after discussing, then tomorrow we want to move to the rough estimate, right? Then after the rough estimate, yeah. So then we have come to the end of this unit 1. I think by Friday I can give you the unit test. Please go through all the topics we have covered so far, because most probably Friday or Monday will be the unit test. Okay, children. So this is STP Mathematics 2A, Day 10.